Seen out of your defense the first couple of days?
Yesterday was better than the first day. I thought the first day everybody's kind of excited and running around like schoolyard football. You know, we just had to coach practice etiquettes and attention to detail, and you know, I thought the coaching staff did a good job with regard to that, and the leaders on the defensive side, you know, really did a good job, you know, kind of emphasizing our style of play, our practice etiquette, you know, what we want to accomplish during the course of practice, and there's really good improvement from practice 1 to 2.
Is one of the main focuses for you at this point is trying to identify the third, fourth, and fifth linebackers?
One of many, but yeah, sure. I think, you know, at the linebacker position, you know, through 2 practices, you know, Kirkland and Maben have set the pace. I mean, their pursuit to the ball from sideline to sideline has been impressive. Obviously, we're just in helmets, so make what you want of that. But I thought they've run to the ball well. But you know, I've said it before. You know, really, I think the 3 guys that are separated from the rest of that group that are jumper. You know, the middle linebacker, he's got a high football IQ. He plays hard, and he always plays with the chip on his shoulder. And the 2 guys at the will position are, you know, Cortez McDowell and Cortez Sapp are continuing to compete for the spot behind Jalen. And all those guys are going to play, and all those guys are going to get great opportunities in camp before the opening game.
Do you see a difference conditioning-wise?
Yeah. I think, you know, Coach Sershin and the staff did a great job over the course of the summer. You know, we made great gains, strength and power-wise in the weight room, I thought. And, you know, my challenge to them was to come back to camp in the best shape of their lives so we can practice the way we want to practice. And, you know, obviously, you know, be able to play 1 snap at a time for the entire game. And so that was a point of focus. And Coach Jones has set the tone. I keep talking about our style of play, about, you know, running on the field, transitions between drills and things like that. So, you know, that requires us to be in good condition. I've been very pleased through 2 days.
Has the SEC changed since your last go-around here in terms of more spread teams and maybe some ways you may have to modify your defense from the Big Ten?
Not just the SEC, just the game itself has evolved. You know, it's ever evolving. I mean, it began to change. I think I joked my first year at Vanderbilt in 2011, I think there were only half the teams in the country made over 400 yards a game, and there was 30 or 40 teams that held teams under 300 yards a game. You know, in the last 5 years, that statistic has changed. I'm sure somebody here is going to look it up at some point, but how many teams averaged over 400 yards a game last year? I think there's only a handful of teams that gave up less than 300 yards a game. Snaps have increased. The style of play has increased, you know, with the tempo and the spread offenses and the advent of the RPOs. So it's a great challenge for us as defensive coaches to try to keep up and, you know, with the evolution of offenses.
In addition to linebacker, what are some of your other priorities the first couple weeks of camp?
Priorities the first couple weeks of camp, I always say this, I mean, continuing to establish a championship culture on our side of the ball. Our room's really good. You know, we start up every meeting with either a joke of the day or a word of the day, and, you know, we got a close-knit group. So, you know, we always emphasize our core values, playing the game with passion, great toughness, and a team-first mindset. You know, so that's first. Second, we really talked about individual improvement, player development. You know, if we can improve our players individually, you know, collectively we'll be better. So third was, you know, especially this first week, we talked about techniques over tactics. It's, you know, it's all about fundamentals. It's about football 101. It's about a good stance, a good alignment, reading your keys, becoming experts at running to the ball, beating blocks, and tackling. You know, playing good in the back end. A next target for us has been ball disruptions. We've been using the phrase "hunt the ball." That's a big term for us. You know, hunt the ball. We have, you know, one of those scopes with crosshairs right there and a ball, and everything we're doing is about hunting the ball, whether it's creating more interceptions, whether it's more strip attempts. That's an area we feel can help take our game to the next level. And then it's about installing our packages. You know, and as I said, it's been really, you know, base packages to start. At some point here, we'll start to get into some of our pressures and things like that, and working well with Coach Debo on situational football, whether it's 1st and 10. Today we're practicing 3rd down, whether it's practicing the red zone, you know, whether it's practicing the clock situations.
What's the cheat sheet in safety? You're placing 2 seniors there at that spot. What's most important to you? Is it football IQ, explosiveness? Just what are you looking for there?
Both and more. Safety play, it's funny, I always say requires, you know, you got to have linebacker toughness, you know, because you have to do things in the box that require you to support the run, to be a good tackler, to be physical. They require a corner skill set, because more and more nowadays you have to cover slot receivers and fast guys in open space, and you have to have a quarterback's mentality. So when we, in the local paper, that's the want ad I put out. I'm looking for guys with linebacker toughness, a corner skill set, and a quarterback's mentality. So football intelligence is very, very important. The ability to understand angles and be physical at the point of attack, and the ability to understand angles and have range and good ball skills in the pass piece.
What do you
Bob,
see
how
from
good is
Evan
that
Barry?